went to sleep with 1147 in my account. And I had put 3 lots. And I was like, you know what? That's all I got. I'm reading the market right. I'm going with the bulls on this one. 1147, I woke up, my account was at 8,000. I said, okay, we got a fresh start. So now I turned 1147 to like, it was like 20,000 in that week. Ran it up to like 60. And then when it finally flashed 100K, I just closed it. Oh man, I'm honored to be here. First off, man, I appreciate you having me.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Nobody else said that they are honored to be here, like Shark Trader, Coach T, and Devin and Lambos, Alex. So I'm happy at least somebody says that they're honored to be here.
Yeah, man, I am, man. I'm here to inspire, man, inspire.
Yeah. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, man. I woke up this morning in profit, so we good.
Okay, great. So as you know, we have a pretty big community here, strong audience, people watching this on YouTube later on our Instagram and everywhere else. Could you first start by giving us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, how old are you, if you're willing to share, of course.
Of course. So I go by Ty. I'm from Elizabeth City, North Carolina, for those that may be outside of the United States. It's on the East Coast. Born and raised here. I'm 31. What else? I'll tell a little bit about my story as it goes on, but yeah, I'm here. So my story is going to develop as he asks questions, so I don't want to spoil it too much at the beginning.
Yeah, don't worry about it. How old were you when you started trading, when you got into trading?
Years ago, 2021, at the end of May.
Okay.
End of April, early years, going on 3 years.
3 years. I think that it would be best if you could give us, like, from those 2021 until now, in those 3 years, just give us a little bit about how did you get from starting, just starting to getting these amazing numbers like 100K in 21 days, 50K in 6 days, and what happened and how did it happen?
So I got recruited. You know, I was very for the system. I actually went deep diving into the Forex file, like learn how to trade. I wasn't really a big recruiter because it makes sense to, if somebody's calling out a trade and they're making money, I want to go see what that handle means. I didn't have no experience with trading before I even started in 2021. I have a bachelor's degree in music, right? So I'm used to patterns. So that's kind of how I'm able to like cipher through charts in a simple form too, because I do a lot of music, making music too. So I was trading binary options. So, you know, just minute trader, you know what I'm saying, 3 minutes, all of that. Risking more and making less on your trade, right? I didn't realize that until I started trading Forex. I started trading Forex officially July of 2021. My first pairs I was introduced to was GBP JPY, which I'm currently in that trade now, right? And then I was introduced to Ethereum. So I say my first year was luck. Started in July with Forex because I funded up an account like with $1,000. Traded Ethereum like 2 weeks. You know, I was kind of getting beat up. But then I had my first 3K day. And I was like, this stuff real. That's when the bull run was happening. I was like, every time the market drops, I was using moving averages, indicators, stochastics, RSIs, all of that stuff, Bollinger Bands, thinking that that was a solution to me knowing how to trade. And then I had a 5K day. And then I had another 2K day. And then I lost like 7K. And I was like, wait, I'm just losing money too rapidly now. So moving forward, like 20 accounts my first year, you know, something like, you know, 20 accounts. And then 2022, I was like, all right, I got to take this a little more serious. And I left the academy at like in February because they really were just stuck on recruiting. I was like a P600 making $3,000 a day on the charts. And, you know, the chairmans and all of those, they weren't even trading. They were relying on bodies. So I'm making more than the chairmans on the chart. So I just kind of put 2 and 2 together. Like, you know what? I'm going to go learn this stuff on my own. I don't need to recruit nobody to, you know, make any money. And 2022, I say like around March, I started to study ICT, his Went series very early on. Like, you know, I'm just ciphering through YouTube as many of us did on our beginning stages, like trying to figure out what is Forex? How can I find the best strategy or what's the most effective way of trading? I just like his style, you know, very monotone, very simple. He talks a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I understood his underlying things that he was really trying to put in your face. That was like, it's an everyday thing with the repetitiveness of what happens in the market. So fast forward to the summer, still having like a rocky, you know, up and down year on account still. And then June and July of 2022, I had a 72-9 winning streak. And I was trading at that time U30 and Ethereum. So U30 was boosting my cushion. So I was risking more. I had a $9,000 day, had a $12,000 day. You know, so now I'm understanding like, all right, cool, I can really make this money and really like flip things. Like my biggest flip And it may seem minuscule, but it was like $48 to $1,200. Like I'm working a 9 to 5. Every check that I get, I'm putting into the market, like risking it, right? All in. So I'm down to like $48. And, you know, some of my blown accounts, I'm like, well, I got to wait till next week to fund up the account. Let's work with this 48. So, you know, small flips like that, 180 to like 3,000, you know, 300 to like 4,000. I was doing that regularly when I was learning how to blow accounts. You got how I said learning how to blow accounts, because I only had a little bit to work with. So it had nothing to do but skill. Because at that point, you're not lucking your way to making $3,000 from like $180. You're just not. That takes skill. You know, so on the back end, NFP, August 26, 2022. I'll never forget it. My first big loss ever was $26,000. I lost in a swing. I was up $4,000. That was after that 72-9 win. I was up $4,000 before NFP happened. And I was like, man, I should close it. I'm going to keep it. It dropped. It dropped me to like 8,000. Went back up to like 2,000. I was like, all right, cool, we going back up. It dropped me to 12,000, 10,000. So now I'm floating between 12,000 and 10,000. I'm like, I got the cushion. Cool, whatever. And I dropped to 20,000. I'm like, I said, all right. So by this time, my equity was reading like 47,000, but the ironic number, right? 50K. Let me get 50K. 47 went all the way to like 18,000. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. So now I'm trying to force trades, trading with emotions on the back end of the day. I went from 18 to 9, then from 9 to like 5, all in a day. So anybody out there afraid of losing money, it happens, man. It happens. So after that, I kind of went on a little slump, man. I was losing left and right, hitting the market wrong, like, you know, forcing trades, and eventually blowing my account again from like 47,000. All right, so December of 2022. This is when the turnaround happened. So I was behind on bills at this time, you know, risking everything I had. I reached out to my homie. I was like, yo, I just need a favor, bro. I just need, you know, 5K, help me pay some rent. I'm saying catch up on some bills. And he was like, I got you. Sent me the 5K. I did what I was supposed to do. I was responsible. I paid up everything. And I had like 3,000 left. Put it up in the account. You know me, back in the markets is the only way I know. And I went in at GJ in January. And I lost like 2,000 off the rip going in with like standards. I said, dang, I can't catch a break. So that night I went to sleep with 1147 in my account. And I had put 3 lots. And I was like, you know what? That's all I got. I'm reading the market right. I'm going with the bulls on this one. 1147, I woke up. My account was at 8,000. I said, okay, we got a fresh start. So what I did, I let the market drop to like 5,000 and I started stacking standards. And I saw Ethereum at 1252. Ethereum was at 1252. I started stacking standards there because I'm like, yo, it's about to run up. It's the beginning of the year, market swings in quarters. So I called that up. So now I turned 1147 to like, it was like 20,000 in that week. And I withdrew $10,000, went straight to the bank, withdrew it. I was like, yo, I can dig that. You know, so, and then I took 13,000. I ran it up to 28. Then I took 28, ran it up to like 60. I withdrew my biggest withdrawal, second biggest withdrawal, $26,000. I withdrew that. Then I took the rest. I went to like 72,000. Then I went back down to like, 42. Then I went to 42 to about 80. Then I went from 80 to like 65. Then I went from 65 to like 99. And then when it finally flashed 100K, I just closed it. All right, so
I don't know what to say, man. I mean, it all happened in just 3 weeks.
Yeah, 21 days. Yep, 21 days.
Did you do anything differently, or it all just happened because of what you learned before?
Nah, so in January, I had disciplined myself to say, you know what, I'm going to take a $3,000 demo account. I'm going to see if I can take it to $10,000 in a month. And I ended up turning that $3,000 demo into $30,000 in a month. I was like, all right, cool, I'm going to fund up $3,000. And then actually that was 2022. But when I did that, I just had the faith to be like, you know what, I can do this because I've been here before. And it was just a repetition of understanding what I was doing in my demo. I was actually feeling my losses in my demo like, dang, man, I took an L. And I wasn't like overly risking it either, right? I was just stacking, positions. I wasn't like over leveraging. I mean, I was really like full margin, but I was just stacking my positions as the market was going up. When it comes down, I went up. So only thing I did different, ICT 2022 mentorship. Went from like #1 video to 10 video. He was saying the same thing, and I kind of just applied that simplicity to my strategy. I didn't change anything. I didn't waver. I just waited for exactly everything to happen when it was supposed to happen daily. I was trading every day.
So you did your best to make your demo trading feel like it's live.
Yeah, I had to. you know, because I understand emotions. So if you feel a loss in your demo, it's only right that you're gonna, of course, feel it with your live money, because people think it's just a difference from demo and live. It's really not. It's just your mindset thinks that this is paper money, so you feel like you can do whatever, and that's the same habits you're gonna like go into with your live accounts. Like, you can argue against it, but that's just really what it is.
Wow, I see a lot of people commenting, leaving comments here like, "What a comeback, man!" I mean, I'm stunned. Also, I mean, I believe that you know, you need to test, and you need to have your difficulties in the beginning so you can learn, and then also hit the timing. Maybe you hit a little bit of the timing and you caught your break, and I'm happy you did, man. I'm happy. Yeah, when we talked a little bit on the messages you sent, you told me that you have your own kind of like risk management strategy that you're willing to share.
So risk management, I'm learning, well, from blowing so many accounts, well over like 30 accounts blown, I can really probably say more. I'm a risk taker, man. Like, you know, James Storms, I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with him in the chat. Like, his story was unique when he turned like 30 bands to like 1.8 million in 60 days or something like that. I kind of like understand, like, you know, it's possible. So with me, like, you know, prime example with the $552 I had, I was like, it's the highest that I can set, you know, in trade before they don't let me set anything. I know my threshold, right? So 550, I went with a 0.5 on gold, you know, 1 to 500 leverage with a 0.5 and a 0.15. That was the bottom entries. I'll show you guys too once I share my screen, but that went from like 552 to 2,000. You know, I accidentally closed my bottom position. So I was like, all right, cool. I got cushion now. I ain't worried. So then I went from 2,000 something to like 7,500, just scaling up to give me more cushion. I went from 7,500 to 15,000. And I went from 15,000 to like 22. Then it went back down to like 17. Then I went from 17 to 33. I went back down from 28 to like 53,000. But then the market started coming down, so I just closed it at around like 50K. And I was just like stacking, like at that point, then, you know, I actually put a 5 lot up there. I was like, man, bumping, I'm already up here. Let me get there. And it's like, I understand direction too. And I'm biased to my strategy because, you know, some people were sending me like, hey man, somebody's selling gold in this chat, man. What do you think? I was like, I don't care. I was like, I see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture was 2,200, but we got to 2,194. You can't get any closer than that. And I called that a week in advance when the price was at 2,080. You know, so that's just me understanding the levels to the market.
Yeah, I had a good question. One of the people in the comments reminded me of it. What's the smallest account you ever traded?
I mean, a blown account down to like $48. I remember, you know, I turned that $48 into like $1,200. To me, that's a bigger flip from 1,000 to 100,000.
Of course,
you don't have no cushion. 48. You know what I'm saying, like, you have no cushion. You're trading with like almost $1 a pip, like, to try to get up. I'm like, man, I ain't got all this time. But learning that I didn't like to be in the market for so long to keep having to like, all right, now I got to take off $50. All right, cool. Now I got $90 to get to 100. Now I got to get to like 500. All right, cool. I'm at 180. 180 turn to 300. 300 turns to like 800. I said, all we got to do is cross 1,000. 800 gets to 1,000. Then you try to get to 1 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 20. You know, what you want to also do is like escape that mindset too. Take what the market gives you, because that's how I've blown a lot of accounts. I would be up like 10K, and then of my P&L for the day, then I end up ending the day with like $3,000 profit. Because I'm just like not understanding, like, yo, you just like let $7,000 just wash away. Like, even right now, like with the position I'm in, I was up 24,000. My equity reading like 20,000 right now. So you're thinking like 4,000. You gotta think about that's somebody's monthly bills. You know, so I started to show gratitude, right? So it's like, you know, you make 50K last week, bro. You up 20 like this week, like, come on. But I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why should I settle for that though? Like, if I understand, like, I'm knee deep in the market in my position, you can't panic. You know, because some people still DM and message me like, yo, when are you gonna pull? You think it's gonna go here? I'm like, yo, I'm not here to like cradle anybody. You can ask my Telegram. Like, I pop up every Sunday. I show the outline of the weekly analysis, and we go from there. My single chat only called out like 2 trades this week, maybe 3. You know what I'm saying? And we up like 150, 160 pips. Yep. You know, most chats that you be in, they only catching like 15, 20 pips. I can't, me personally, even when I was trading a $48 account, I wasn't aiming for no 14, 15 pips. I'm aiming for 100 pips, 50 pips minimum. You know what I'm saying? It's a standard with my trading. That's why my risk management, 1 to 3. That's my ratio. I'm willing, If it's not 1 to 3, I'm not trading. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? I'm not worried about like 1 to 12s, 1 to 20s. Like, I already know that's going to happen. But it's like 1 to 3 minimum. I'll short it. You know, situations like that.
Wow, I definitely think that this is a unique story we had on this auditorium. You mentioned the risk management strategy at the right time. If you'd like, I think it'd be great if people could see how you're marking up and how you're entering trades, just to give them a little bit of a preview. So feel free to share your screen.
Guys in the chat, if y'all ready, man, let's get it, yo. I gotta bring the energy, man. I ain't one of those people out on the camera. Hey, we here, man. We here. All right, so cool. From the rip at the bottom right here. All right, I'm gonna move you to the side. All right, so basically these time frames, they're already fixed in. All right, so let's just say I go to, well, I enter that. Let's go to the 15-minute. I believe we probably gonna seek that liquidity right there too. But if not, 10 o'clock, we probably gonna go back up. All right, so down here, why and how did I enter? I think that's the 5-minute. All right, just show y'all a little, if it go back this far. All right, cool, yeah, it does. All right, so I was on the phone actually with my guy Andrew in the car. It was like 7 o'clock. This is the only markup that I had, literally, as you can see. And then I got it up here, of course. And then I just loaded the clip. You know what I'm saying? I set a standard. No, I set a 2.5 here. That was my first entry, bad entry, right? And then when we went down here and I seen this, I said, okay, you probably want to seek the liquidity right here. So in my mind, I'm just thinking like, all right, maybe if I draw this out, let me one time. I'm just show you how I scaled. All right, so cool. It took the liquidity. Most people think a run has to be like all the way down here, but we did just enough and barely took it. And then when we came up, that's when I started entering. You see, I didn't try to buy the drawdown. Buy the run. I waited till it came back up in here and closed in here. As you can see, it closed here, closed here, closed here, closed here. And then we took off. So when we get here, this is March 11th. What's this? Still Monday? Yeah. My whole chat caught this. I called this signal right here. We caught this entire move, right? And TP was 189. And we caught 189. 100 pips. Clear. All right. So when that happened, I was like, all right, this came at night. I think I allowed my profits to slim all the way down here. And then this was a pre CPI, right? So I woke up in London like, all right, cool. You came down here. I had positions loaded. These are newer positions, but I had like 2.5s, you know what I'm saying? Just stacking them. And so when the price went up here, I showed you guys yesterday, that's when I closed these positions right here. And so price came back down for CPI, I entered again. So when we came up here, we kind of just trickling in the morning. Everybody thought the price was going to go here, which we were aiming for, but it didn't. So me, personally, I closed like 2 more positions. So now I only had really this one runner right here at 188, 418. So when that happened, all I did was allow price to come to it, which I even hit up the broker like, yo, y'all got to stop this. Y'all keep stopping exactly on my positions, right? So it came here. And then when it came back here, I entered 2 more. And this is today, right? So all of this is nothing but a bullish fair value gap. My method is like we come through, we go through, and I'm expecting it to come back too, but we came back through. We went back too, but we came back too. Now, I wanted to enter another entry here, but I was like, you know what? I'm already stacked. I'm not going to overdo it. So now we went up here, we went up here, we went up here. I called TP4 for 500. We ended the trade right here, which, I'm still floating. Like, at the end of the day, man, like, look at the equity. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping. All right, so 10 o'clock is about to pop up. So I can do you a live analysis right now, right, on a 1 minute. All right, and I mainly trade the 1 minute to the 1 hour, and then I operate with the 5 minute too. So if I'm at a 1 right now, all right. So my first initiative is price run. It came to seek liquidity here. You can buy GJ right now, right? I'm not telling you this is no financial advice, anything like that. I would buy it. Just want to make that disclaimer. But we just ran sell side, all right? And you see it's perfect timing, right? So that's why I'm not stressing on it. The drawdown, not drawdown. I'm not in drawdown, but I'm not stressing on the pullback. Right, because if you learn what the higher time frame, I'm gonna show y'all the daily so you can actually see exactly where I'm at. You wouldn't panic on what they may call noise. It's not noise, right? This is very informative because if you know the bias of the higher time frames, because higher time frames tell you the direction, all you have to do is go now put the pieces of the puzzle together on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, the 15, and I'm mainly an intraday trader, but I've grown to become a swing trader now. Because I'm like, I want to play with the big dogs. So you make big dog decisions. All right. So that's what I mean. I'm all in with the risk. because a lot of people admire, like, these Forex influencers, marketers online on Instagram. I don't see George Soros online. He's like one of my top tier, like, inspirations at Forex. He's the #1 Forex trader. Like, most people think it's the cats with the Lambos and all that, but it's like, nah, this cat right here, his storyline is different. Don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? I rock with some of the influencers too, but I'm inspired by him. Just say, like, yo, one thing he said, all you have to do is be right once. That's it. That's all you have to do is be right once. So even with this little short right here, we were to just come back down, right? You wouldn't allow prices to necessarily come back down, because what happens is you get a spike like this. What's going to happen? People going to start buy. They're going to maybe retrace right back into here. So for a safety net, what I would do is I would just mark this out and see if price would come down here. So this is real tacky. This is definitely not me. I don't like that. My bad. I'm very particular, like how I, shade things. All right, cool. Cool. So yeah.
Keep on telling everybody, and I'm just going to write down one of the best phrases I heard in a while is from you. If you want to play like one of the big dogs, you have to make big dog decisions, and I really love that.
Yeah. You're good, man. So so like I said, like with this little move right here on the 1 minute, of course, like people impulse, but this candle right here closing above this candle. I'm gonna use the mouse instead. So this candle right here, let me move this over. This candle right here closing above this candle, that's really all I needed to see. Even if we come down, right, I'm perfectly fine, because if we run down again, that's perfectly fine for me to say now that price is now seeking this low right here. So I don't have to draw like, and don't get me wrong, I'll delete this too. This was earlier from my squad, so you just don't get distracted. And if you bought GJ, make sure you shout me out. Ty_good_vibes on IG, especially if it goes up. If it goes down, just risk management. No more than 30 pips. And that's one of the things you mentioned about risk management. In my signal chat, even with the people I teach, like, we do no more than 30 pips, because you should be able to risk understanding drawdown. You see, me, one thing I do, I buy drawdown, I sell drawdown. Now, you got to get to a certain level of understanding what you're doing when you do that, right? And I could have bought right here on my phone, but like I said, man, we good, we floating. You don't want to allow this market to just dig into your P&L way at the bottom. All right, so right now, if you were setting a target, see me, most people, they play it small. Let's just say you bought right here at 189.050. Honestly, did it come to? It came to levels. So I teach levels too. So it came to a level right here at 50. All right. So let's say now perspective. What will my stop loss be? Now this is going to seem far fetched because it's on a 1 minute time frame. So if you at 050, that's 30. So that'd be 950, 850, 750. This should be your stop loss. All right. Now if you over leverage, that's on you. And you be like, dang, Ty, like that's kind of like, it's on a 1 minute time frame. It's not much, but this is my target. Right? I'm not shying away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like, now don't get me wrong, that looks like a 1 to 2 to me, 1, 2.5. All right. So if I'm really looking at potential, like I'm going to 8,900. That's my outlook. Anything beyond that, I'm okay with taking this loss because I manage my risk. Right. I'm okay with understanding that if it gets 30 pips, that's still like that's a check mark. Because the same way you want to, at minimum, lose 30 pips, you want to, at minimum, be able to go in the market and pull 30 pips minimum. If you are a trader and you can't go in the market every day and find 30 pips, you got more studying to do. You see, I didn't tell a part of my backstory is when I was working my job, I was studying 6 to 8 hours a day. Like getting off work, working out, coming home 6 to 8 hours a day, falling asleep at the laptop, waking up, not trading, but going right back at it. Oh, shoot, I got to go to work, take a shower, do. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the type of discipline I had 2021, 2022. And here now, 2023, it's no pressure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, my thing is, we simplify to multiply. Less is more.
Simplify.
Less is more. Profit at will. That's my brand. That's my company. That's my business. Profit at will. So let's just say you had a bill to pay. You had rent to pay. What does that $2,000 setup look like? Go find it. You should be able to find it in the market. It's there. It's there every day. It's just like you have to put yourself in position to understand that it's there every day. All right. So if you want to take a vacation and a vacation costing you like 8 bands, like, all right, how are we about to find this 8 bands in the market? Because the market is going to pay for my vacation, not me. That's how I took it, man. So even with my big run, it's like, yo, if I get it to that, now take off half of it so we don't make that mistake of losing 36,000, losing 52,000. You know what I'm saying? We take off half and we get it to the bare minimum because think about it, you started with $552. So anything above that, even when I was at 2,000, I'm like, dang, Now I'm really risking it because I got the cushion, right?
I mean, you said it. You said it also a couple of minutes ago. You have to only be right once.
You gotta only be right once, man. So if you're looking at this, that's just how I scale up, man. Like I said, I'm not pressured to like put any positions right here. We just ran sell side right here. So if we do dig, this would be the next target between these two, between 189, 013, and like 188, 930 areas. Like, and if it does, like if I was like participating right now with this buy, as soon as it runs this, I would stack. And then if it runs this, I would stack again. And then I would just keep my stop loss right here. But understand that if I'm risking like a 2-lot, let me split that 2-lot up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be crazy with it, right? Because in that way, you give yourself more room to be like, I was too early. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I was fearful of being wrong a lot. And that's the market. It senses blood. It senses fear. So the moment you go in, like, man, I don't know, but I'm gonna press buy. I don't know, but I'm gonna press sell. The market's like, yep, come on, let's go get them. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I learned is where you place your stop loss 9 times out of 10, that's kind of where you want to be in position at, because everybody's sitting right here right now. I'm pretty sure if you took the trade, somebody probably put a stop loss right here. And what they about to do? Come get you, right? So it's like if you think like, well, shoot. If they come to get me, what you gonna do? Keep digging. This is the next sell side, and then they're gonna come get you here. Then they're gonna come get you here, and then finally they're gonna go up. And I learned that the hard way because I'm giving signals sometimes, and it comes and knocks us out, and then goes up. I'm like, all right, guys, you know what? From now on, if I call the stop loss, we're gonna use the stop loss as leverage. So this way we're gonna use the stop loss as our signal, and then it works out. Like I gave the signal last night at GJ before I wrap it up here, man. I gave the signal last night. I'm going to show y'all the daily view so you can see why I'm not pressured. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my target, yo. This is a liquidity void right here. If you're not familiar with the lingo, this is my target. You know what I'm saying? Because if you use your fib, you know what I'm saying? This is not my generic fib, by the way. This is ugly. Let me go ahead and just change the settings real quick. So I don't need this. Oh, my bad. I don't need that. All right, so let me just take this color stuff off. No color. Oh, shoot. My bad. Cool. No shade. And then we're going to do it to the right. Boom. All right, cool. So if I'm looking at it, price almost came to a premium, right? So that's why you see the rejection right now. It almost came to a premium. So the fact that it didn't come to a premium, that's why I'm not tripping on this coming all the way down to get me. You know what I'm saying? So my target is up here because we are now above a premium. I'd rather sell up here to then come down here. But by the time we bombard this high right here, because this is our target right here, really, truthfully, right? If you just look at it face value, this is your target. This is where this market is headed to, right? So once we clear this, maybe I'll scale off these top positions and leave this because I want to test myself. And this allowed me to understand patience, but it also it helps you be poised in the markets, right? So a lot of people in my signal chat, they're now entering my signal chat, and it is a paid subscription signal chat, but I have a free Telegram too, right? Because I got a community of dogs too. Like if you see the way I'm trading, it's a replica of how they traded. And did I teach them that? No, it's just because every day somebody's making money trading the same way. If you go into my Telegram and you literally you just scroll, you'll see everybody's trading at the top, everybody's trading at the bottom of their positions, no matter the time frame, because I've wired that system in, right? Because once you recognize the run, got it. All you're going to do is wait for a failure to break structure, whether you're buying or you're selling, all right? And then you make your pinpoint. Is it a bearish fair value gap, bullish fair value gap? All right, cool. Is it a void? Cool. Is it Tetris? I got lingo. You know what I'm saying? Is it wick to mesh? Like, you know, these are the things that I use and pull out my bag when it's necessary. I'm not a one-way trader. I can scalp any day. I'm a one-man. I started out binary options. Intraday, I can hold a trade for a few hours. Swing, the longest I held a trade was for 21 days. You know what I'm saying? So imagine me holding GJ. It's only Wednesday. So imagine me holding GJ till Friday and we finally get here. As you can see, we coming up. So if you took that buy, I hope you didn't panic. This is the bigger picture. And I was telling my chat last night, I was like, yo, I realized we just caught a bottom. I did not come to the daily until I was just like, yo, let me see exactly where the direction is. And now like, oh, when we opened up here, we didn't even think to come down here. So it headed for yesterday's high. Got it. Now we're going up here. All we're doing is filling this space because once we get above, everybody used the 6.618. I don't really use that logic, but it's like I got it from ICT. It's the area between 0.618 and 0.786. He calls it the sweet spot. So I've kind of just, use that as a way of helping, like Mayweather. He takes from different boxes, he shake it up, and it's his stop. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's okay to get things from people, but at the end of the day, you got to have your own way. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your own way. And I do not take other people's calls. It's crazy, right? The irony. I don't take other people's signals. I don't listen to other people's call outs. Even if they make bank on it, I'm like, I'm happy for you. But
Yeah.
I'm going to focus on what I'm doing. Because the moment I even open up another chart, or if I'm looking at my chart and somebody says the opposite, your mind just starts to think different. Like, dang, what if he's right? Or, all right, I'm going to go ahead and take out. And then you try to pivot and do the opposite, and you could have kept your position the whole time, all right? Because I could have sold up here at 500 because I know levels. We could have instantly sold to 500, right back to 189, 100 because that's where the liquidity was this morning. I understood it, but I'm like, nope, I'm willing to sit this one out because I'm trying to double what y'all seeing as equity right here in one swing. Because by the time it gets up here, it's triple.
Ooh.
And then you see another record-breaking day.
Yeah,
record-breaking.
Yeah, I see it. Oh my God, Ty, if it's all right with you, I think we can close this session off and then
Yep.
get another one really soon. I think that
Yep.
I see people here really excited about what you're saying. And there's been a couple of questions here. Do you not trade with indicators? There's a question.
Not at all. I despise them. I never will ever in my life trade with an indicator again because indicators are an indicator that the move has already took place. It's it's not going to help you. I mean, but to each his own because you have people who make millions using indicators. I just don't use them. I trade price action and liquidity.
Yeah, one person says, I have used indicators previously and they just simply complicate things since you're looking for a way to too many confluences.
Yep, absolutely. Yep. I mean, I have been using indicators since 2021.
If anybody has any other questions, guys, here.
Come on, three more. What's up?
What do you trade? Gold, NAS, Forex?
So what I trade is I've now inducted myself into the Gold Academy, right? But I trade primarily Ethereum, U30, and GJ. That's my main thing.
Okay.
And gold, I'm gonna just add it in, but I don't trade gold. It just my way of trading works with any pair.
Coach asking, what is a pip?
Is it a pay in? No, I'm playing. It's price in. I'm pricing some, bro. I don't know, bro.
Percentage in profit, man. Percentage in profit.
Bro. Yeah, percentage in profit. Hey, there you go. Paid in profits. There you go. You know. All right, one more question, man. Make it good, man. Find me a good question, man. One more question, man. I want to give somebody some hope, some motivation, man. What y'all need? Some advice.
What do you want? What do you want, Coach, to maybe repeat or maybe ask him?
All right, cool. So I'll leave it out with this, man. You know, I appreciate y'all time once again, man, brother. I appreciate you having me, reaching out to me. I know we've been going back and forth like for a few months now, or a couple months, just trying to get things locked. But, you know, with my transition, I'm very excited to be here. Yeah. I'm a part of the TradeLocker community, man. You guys are phenomenal. I get laughs every day in the golds chat, the metals chat. But the one piece of advice I can give, man, is just when you down to your last, that's exactly where you need to be. Because it's about who you have to become in order to get where you want to go. You see, a lot of people write goals every day, and you're on YouTube looking for motivation. And writing goals, this is one thing I want to say. You write your goals out, right? And, you know, you start saying them out loud, affirmations, whoop-de-whoop, whatever. And you don't do the work, so it's not going to happen. But this is what you need to do. When you write your goals out on a piece of paper and it's like, I am going to accomplish this by so-and-so. That's great. You need to turn the page over and say, who do I need to become in order to achieve what I just wrote down? Because that gap in between who you need to become to get to where you want to go, that's the part that everybody misses. That's the part that, you know, ego kind of triumphs who you had to become, because now you get to that same individual, right? But during that time when you was down to your last, you ain't had nothing. You was just like on the brink of like, oh, what am I going to do? That was me. Like 2 weeks ago, right? I was down to my last. You know what I'm saying? I left my job, right? I came back home and I had like 3 days to just kind of like figure things out. Sunday came, I said, let me fund up another account. I've been here before. I can't take everything from my little liquid that I had. And then in 6 days, I made half of my salary of what I was making with the company I was working for. 11 years, my longest relationship ever. It was with my job. But I came home and in 6 days made half of what I would make. And they were only paying me 26 checks a year. That's bi-weekly on a salary. It's fixed. There's no change in your pay. And I was like, no. So even when I started trading, getting a salary pay, it was like between those weeks of not getting paid, what I'm about to make on the charts? Or can I at least make my paycheck by the end of the week on the chart, so I ain't got to touch my paycheck? That's the mindset I had. I had it last year. I said, if I can pay my bills consistently for 3 months through trading, I can do it. Here I am.
Congratulations.
I seen this in my mind way before it happened, and you got to go there. You just got to become the person you seek. I never had a mentor, ever. Never had a mentor. I couldn't call nobody. I couldn't Zoom nobody. But now people have access to me, so they can ask me questions. I can help them out because I always wanted to be that person that I saw. You know what I'm saying? So that's my advice to you guys, man.
Yeah, man. So many people relate to this in the comments. I see Monica saying this is different when you got to fight for it. Of course it's different. Phil saying this is the mental game of trading. Monica says feels like you're telling her to leave her job.
See, this is what I say. I didn't plan to. It just, I was waking up every day dreading going to work. And I know that was God speaking to me, saying like, I'm going to put you in a situation so rough, you're going to have no choice but to get out. And then the moment I get out, I mean, skyrocket, yo. Skyrocket.
Yeah.
And the thing is, manifestation doesn't take forever. It's a mindset thing. It's just a belief in, do you have what it takes? That's it. Do you have what it takes? Everybody only has what it takes. It's just you don't want to put the work in.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to hear Ty speak again on our auditorium, hopefully next time in Discord, write in the comments. Ty, you inspired me, man, and I believe you inspired everybody here. Thank you so much.